Hello everyone. Today I will be presenting my Stockmaster inventory management app. So let me start by explaining everything from the database side. So it would be much easier for you to understand after you understand the database. So let me start by products. So we have a products table to hold each products. We have the ID, we have the categories of each product, we have the suppliers for that product, name, description, and price. So the categories are like they have their IDs, they have their name and description. It's all in a different table. So we have supply. Let me go from here. We have warehouses, they have IDs, they have locations and manager. To track which warehouse has how much product, we use stock level table. So it has its ID, product ID, warehouse, and quantity. So after that, we have orders. So for orders, we have the ID, customer ID, order date, and ship date. So to hold what is ordered in the order, we have the order detail table. So we have ID, order ID, product ID, quantity, and unit price of that order, specific ordered ID. So we have customer table to hold the customer who made an order. We have ID, name, address, email, and phone. We are tracking shipments by using this shipment table. We have ID, order ID, shipment date, supplier ID, and tracking number. So we have two shipment dates. This is for the company to use. This is for the shipment company to use. So the shipment company and the uh, user of this application's company can have different shipping dates. So supplier ID has suppliers have IDs, name and contact info, so they are both included in the shipment and products. So after you understood the database section, like the entities and the tables, entity relationship diagram, let me move on to my codes for you to understand the file structure. So I have a client server architecture. So the API is the server side and backend side, and Stockmaster is the front side. So in the front side, we have the source file. In that source file, we have where it is. We have pages. So in that pages, there are some multiple pages. So for each page, we have the TypeScript file and the CSS file. So for example, this is the order management file. Let me actually start with it. So this is the app. In the app, there is a management section and there's a dashboard section. So when we go to the product management, this is the screen you see. So you see name, description, price, and category, similar to the database. So let me open up the code again. Not order management, but product management. So, okay. So this is where the HTML is hidden. So I was using DevExtreme components, like for example, the data grids, the columns, the editing pop-up you will see in a second. I was using them. So these are the functions that I use to, when I open up the screen, I say use effect fetch products and fetch categories. So it fetches the products by using this API endpoint. So let me show you that too. When I send a request from the front side, I use HTTP, and the controller for the products controller can get that request and sends it to the relevant function in the product service. So this is where the request comes. It says API controller. This comes to the products controller. So because I sent an HTTP GET, this is what handles the request. So it sends me to this product service, get products. Let me open that up. This is the product service. So this is the get products function. What it does is, by using the SQL connection and the connection string, it sends this SQL query to the database, MySQL database. So there's a response coming from the database. It sends back to the front end. So this is how you see everything. Actually, I can show you from here too. Oh, 1 second. Let me stop and start again. Products. So it sent two requests. This is the get request sent to the server. This is what it gets back. And by using the DevExtreme modules, I like make them visual. So after that, so this is for adding a new row or new product to the database. You click here, you can write the ID, whatever you want, or you may don't want to write the ID. You can set a name, for example, let's say earphones. I want to add some earphones. I have description to listen music. I set the price like 1,000 units. So for category, I select electronics. This is how I get the category. I send a category. So this goes to the category table, sends another request by using, let me show you that too. Oh, this is the product manager. Okay. So it's fetching the categories as well to like to use it to make sure there is no error in the front side. This is not written by hand. You use specific specific buttons to select this. You say save. So you see it here, as well as you see it on the database too. So you can see earphone to listen music, 1,000 units. You see the category ID is set. This is all handled in the client side. So let me continue. So you can make some updates to this. Like you want to increase the price. Okay, let's say 1,200. You click save. You go back to the database. When I refresh it, you can see it's like 1,200. So I can just delete it too. It's asked me if you want to delete it. I'm saying yes. When I go back and refresh it, it's deleted. So okay, these goes same for the other ones too. When I come to the cut, oh, actually for product. Oh, not for the product. Okay. Yes, I used to have it for the product, but I accidentally deleted probably. So what you can do is, for example, for each supplier, you want to group it by supplier. So you drag the supplier column and put it here. So it is grouping grouping each row by the supplier data. So you see supplier one, tech suppliers Inc. Has this shipment and this shipment. So supplier 2 has this, supplier 3 has this, supplier 4 has both of these. So you can take it back to whatever you want. So you can make searches like you want to see track 1, 2, because there's a, okay, 1, 2. You can see it. It depends. You can do it for everything. You can come here and select like I want to only see home goods supplier or tech supplies and everything. Or you want to see I only want to see order number 4s or just 2s or 1s, and you can select all. It depends on whatever you like. Let me move on one by one. So for category management, we have the name and description, same with the database. So when you click here, you see the ID, the name, description. When you come here, you say for categories, let's say, what could it be? Let's make a random thing like QE. For description, very useful. We can set an ID, but it doesn't matter. We cannot set if you don't want to set it. So this is here. When we go back to the database, what was that too? For categories, you can see here QEE, very useful. It has its own ID set it by just from the database. So it is auto incremented in the database management. So you can edit this. Like I want to change the name. I click add. You see categories. It's already changed. You can just delete this. It's asking, are you sure you want to delete this record? You say yes. It's deleted. Yes. So I have a different structure for order. So you have this order too. You see the ship date. It's not shipped yet. It will be shipped to John Doe customer with the customer ID 1. So when you click this master detail button, you see which orders are sent, like which products are sent in that order. So you can actually, let me close this. Up. Let me close this. You can add new orders, like you can set an order date, like I want to send this at July 17th, 2024. You don't need to add a ship dates. For example, if you have a Bob Brown or Ennis is the customer and like it's shipped at maybe 18, let's say. We don't need to write an ID. When I said it's right here, it goes to the orders too. Right here, like you can see. It's the correct one, right? Yes, it's the correct one. Okay. So for that order, I want to add some new products, let's say. I click here, I select the product that he wants, like jeans, quantity, like he wants 120 jeans, and unit price is like 35 units. I click yes. So this is actually recording in the order detail. So 120 of the product ID this and order ID this and 25 units. 25 units of unit price. So I can just edit this, let's say 40 unit price. Let's click save. It goes here. When I refresh it, it's 40 now. So I can delete this, but before deleting it, I want to add something new. So you cannot just add any product to like exclude some errors. You don't want to let the user to decide what they ever want to write. So I have this tree structure. So I want to add microwave, quantity 12, unit price 30. Let's say save. So it's saved as well, right here, 30. So I just want to delete it. I say, it says, are you sure? I say yes. So it's deleted. So you can connect this to any, excuse me, sorry. So you can just connect this to any other website you have. So by using the API, it can directly get this request and send it to the database. So you can see everything just without clicking these buttons. You can just insert anything. So this is the master detail part for each component. You can see everything here. So for example, this, yep. So when I move to the customer, we have the name, email, phone, and address. Oh, I actually forgot to say this. For each data grid, I have this. You can order by name, you can order by email, you can order by phone, you can order by address, like descending order, ascending order, it doesn't matter. You can order it. So for customer, there is like the name, email, phone, address. It's always the same. You can add anything here, like name, let's say Enes again. Let's say email enes.ozden at Hotmail. Let's see. We have this. We have the phone, we have the address. I say save. It's saved here. So whenever I want to add a new order, I can use this customer as well because I added it. The ID is 9. The name is Enes. So there are two Enes's, but you can differ them by using IDs to make them like unique, well, to like exclude any misunderstandings. So after that, we have the shipment. Like I said, if you want to group by supplier, you can select it here. You can just select it. We have the shipment date, tracking number, supplier, and order ID. You can just add anything you want here. You can select the supplier, like this supplier will send it. So this is the order ID. This will be the tracking number. This is the tracking number the supplier sent us or something like that. You can add anything. Let's add it. Say track. Just track 143, let's say. When I click save, without the shipment date, it's saved. Shipment. Yes, it's right here, 143. So because I didn't enter any shipment date, it just sets it something irrelevant to the database because it cannot be null normally. So for supplier management, there's name, there's contact info. If I add anything here, let's say the supplier is Enes, Enes, and the contact info is enes.ozdan, let's say. So there is no ID. I don't need to enter anything. When I enter this here for shipment, when I want to add new, I see Enes in the supplier too, and it has his ID too to exclude any misunderstandings. This is probably not sent to the database. Just delete it. Okay, so there's warehouse management. You can see the location, you can see the manager here, and it has a master detail option too. When you open it up in the New York warehouse, there's some laptops and smartphones, and like there's 50 laptops and 30 smartphones. You can see everything like here. So you can make a search from like laptop, you can say smartphone and everything. You can just add anything you want to see, like 20. Like you want to see above than 20, like greater than 20, you select this, it shows something greater than 20. So greater than equal to between, you can set it like between 40 and 60, you say, and select enter. So the 50 is between. And this is same with all the data grids too. Yep, we say that again. Okay, this is the warehouse management. So when I want to add a new warehouse here for like location, Istanbul, let's say, let's write it in English. Istanbul and manager is Enes. Hop, manager is Enes. I click save. Nope, sorry. Okay. So we have the warehouse here. So when you come to the, it's probably in the, I forgot. Warehouse is connected to stock levels. Yes, when you come to the stock levels, it's right in the, oh, it's actually here. My bad. Yes, Istanbul Enes. So when you come here, you to track any stock levels, you say I have smartphones, I have like 50 smartphones, you click save and it's saved. So if you go here, select some stock levels, you see there's 50 quantity at the warehouse ID this and product ID this. So when you go to the warehouses, you see ID is 10, Istanbul Enes. So it goes on like this. To show you the codes in there to like add to do something, let me show you for the product management, for example. So this is the function that I use to add product. Let me show you here. When the row is inserted, I use this handle row inserting function. This is what it does. It uses the ID, like the auto incremented ID. It will be using that. So there is the then it creates a new data, then calls the add product function. The add product function sends an request to this endpoint at the server side and waits for that response. After that, it fetch products again to refresh the page. If it catches an error, it sends an error message to the console. So let's see what API products does. Products, when it comes to product controller, when I say add new thing, it comes to this. HTTP post request comes to this function. So it calls the product service add product. So it goes to the product service and adds product function. So what it does is it sends out an SQL query with the insert into products with the name, description, price, and category ID with values name, description, price, and category ID. Like this is the what it gets from the HTTP request. Then after that, it sends back the created at action to send and report. This is all logged here too. So for update, I send a request to here, HTTP put request with this ID, specific ID for the specific product that I want to update. So, okay, it calls this update product function. Can I open this here? Not order service, but product service, yes. So for update, I call this SQL query, update product, set name equals to name, description equals to description, price, category, where ID is equal to the one I sent with the HTTP request, HTTP put request. So for deleting, it says delete from products where ID is equals to the ID that I sent. So let me go to the a little bit more confusing part. Actually, it was confusing for me. So these are the dashboards. So for the dashboards, let me open that code too. Let's, oh, this is dashboard. Okay, this is the dashboard codes. So I have very different components that I use from Dev Extreme. There are some data grids, there are some pie chart, there are some charts that I used. So for example, these are the total products, these are the total orders, these were the total customers, and these are the total shipments. Like for example, when I add a new customer, let's say Emir, let's say, there's the email emir.ozdan, not Ozdan, but Tajan at hotmail.com, let's say. Phone number 123 123 123, address, let's say this, let's say save. So after that, when I go to dashboard, the total customer became 9. So it tracks everything. So you see the total products, you see the total orders, you see the total customers, you see the total shipments. So at here, you see for each date how much that you have sold. So you see at like 23rd of May on 2024, you sold like 4 amounts or one. It goes on like this. So let me show you the code for that. So this is the chart. So it uses the data source sales overview. You can just give the data source for it. To how do I create that sales overview? It's over here, sales overview. Uses set sales overview function. That set sales overview function, it's right here. After it fetches the sales overview from the database using this API endpoint, it sends the request, it takes the response, and using that response, it sets the response to this value. Let me say, not a value, but I don't remember the actual name of this. Not a value, but the not a object, kind of an object. Yes, sets into this object. Then I use this object, the data source, to create this chart. So I say the argument axis, it will be rotating, number of orders, type will be bar, the argument field will be order dates, and value field will be order count. So I say tooltip, and these are some DevExtreme components, specific things that I used. There's some pie charts. For pie chart, I use the product distribution data. It's same with it's fetches the data, then makes it writes it onto the object here. Then I use that data source to create the pie chart and everything. I will show you the backside again. So for pie chart, for example, because I ordered 132 jeans, it is showing that. This is showing which product is like how much a product is ordered. So you see jeans are ordered 132 times, so t-shirts are 126 times. So we can add a new order. For example, to here, let's add more t-shirts. No, we have actually t-shirts. Let's say we ordered Emir. So quantity 160 quantity. Let's say unit price 123 123. Let's say save. We go to the dashboard again and we see like Emir is 160. You can see everything in here. So we have listing the recent orders, but only the 5 recent orders and the recent shipments as well. So let me show you the backside code for that. So this is the dashboard controller. It takes the HTTP GET metrics, HTTP GET recent orders, recent shipments, product distribution, and sales overview. All of them are GET requests. So they're sent back to the service side. Can I go there by this? No, it goes to the dashboard service. It's over here. Okay. So this is the GET metrics. So it sends on select count from products, select count from orders, select counts. Like it's only getting the number of rows by using counts function and sending back this data. So for get recent order async, I am selecting the ID, order dates, and CNAME from orders and joined by customers. The reason I join is normally it says it only writes the ID of the customer here, but I want to see the name of the customer. So I'm just joining the table together on customer, like the customer ID needs to be the same with CID. So I am ordering it by order dates, by descending, but the limit is 5. So it will be only 5 because I want to see the recent 5. It's same with the recent shipment. It selects the shipment, it's ordering by the shipment date, then descending limit 5. So get product distribution async. So it selects P names and it selects the sum as quantity, order details joined by products on product ID, and it's grouping by P name. So I actually don't want to explain this because it will take longer. I don't think I have the time. Let me check. I actually cannot see how much it took. Okay, I cannot see the time. Whatever. So, okay. I can actually show you the dependencies, like the foreign key dependencies, maybe from the designer if you want. No, actually. Categories, maybe in structure. Yes, okay. So the categories doesn't have any foreign key, but the customer, no, order details should have a dependency. So it has the order ID as foreign key and product ID as foreign key. So when I open the relationship on delete, when I delete this, it will cascade. It will it will cascade to the other tables. They will be deleted. The table won't be deleted, but it will be set. Like the table will be how can I say it, updated as well, the other table that holds the foreign key as well. So on update, it's restricting. So orders should have a foreign key as well. Let's see, structure, yes. So relationship order customer on delete cascade on update restrict. The products should have, I guess, yes, supplier and category. So on delete cascade on update restrict, on delete restrict, on update restrict, same as. So we have shipment structure, the order ID and the supplier ID are foreign keys. So on delete cascade, on update restrict, delete cascade, and update restrict. So we have stock levels. We have the product ID and warehouse ID in those. So all of the tables are interconnected. You can see it here. So on delete, we have cascade restrict as well for stock levels and like warehouse products. So yeah. Okay, let me explain the application's detail from now. This is the report that I will be sending, but still, the backend that I use is .NET Core, and the database is MySQL, and the front end is React. This is not usual because people don't use React with .NET Core. The thing is, I started with Angular by using it. First, I like developed the backend part, the backend. First, I started with the database. After the database, I implemented the backend. Then I moved on to the front end. But when I was like doing everything with Angular, it was actually a bit harder than that I used to with React. So I decided to turn it to React. But because the that backend was almost finished, I didn't want to change it, so it stayed like that. It's not like a usual usage of this, but still. So for UI library, I use DevExtreme. DevExtreme has really nice components. I can actually show it too. I don't know how much time I have, but like this is the last search I made, DevExtreme. So for React, they have a lot of things that you can use. So data grids, pivot grid, tree list, scheduler, HTML diagram, charts. For example, for charts, they give you these demos. If it loads, like you see the demos and you can see like how the code is written in TypeScript or JavaScript as well. So you can like take notes, or you can just, if you are stuck in something, you just come here and see how they did it. So you can like make it. It was really helpful for me. I am suggesting this to everyone to use. So high level architecture backend is, like I said, .NET Core. First, I used the entity frame diagram. Then I saw like the object OBM is like ORM is not okay to use this. So then I deleted everything and started again with the SQL queries. But still, so for architect, sorry, my battery for the headphones are dead. I switched my headphones. So for components, I have the controllers, like I said, and services and repositories for interaction with the MySQL database using the SQL queries. I guess this is all. Like for front end, we have the React with TypeScript. The components are data grids, charts, forms, master detail views, and so on. Let me move on to this. So these are the data grids that are here. Yep, I think that's all. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Oh, actually, I have more. My bad. So I have a profile screen. If you want to set, like, this is not in the table. This is only in the front end side. This comes with the DevExtreme components. So you can set the profile. You can have the ID, first name, last name, prefix, position, picture, birth date, hire dates, notes. That's a higher level your müdür can enter. So there are some addresses as well. You can just log out. There's the login screen. This is you can enter the email and password, but this is not relevant to the site. But like this is not connected to the database, so it doesn't relevant. It is not relevant. So thank you for listening, and I wish you a really nice life. Her şey hocam, bu arada her şey için çok teşekkürler. Kendinize çok iyi bakın.